Okay, y'all, thanks for hopping on tonight. And if you're watching the recording, thank you for taking the time to do that. Tonight, we're going to go over restarting your business. There's a lot of people that went to convention and they're ready to get going again. They're all fired up. And then there's some people who are just getting started with this business and are kind of wondering, okay, where do I start? I want to sell Plexus. I want to work the business. I want to make this work for me, but I don't know the first step. So we're going to go back to the basics tonight, and this is actually something that I met with a couple girls today, and it's something that we talked about that we were like, man, we are overcomplicating a very non-complicated business. We're making something that's very easy, just sharing what we love about Plexus with people, something that's very hard, and it's something that we're kind of building a wall for ourselves when it comes to our business. So we're going to take it back to the basics and get going from there. So take this as a little refresher if you've been in the business a while, or take some notes for how to get your business started, because this is a foolproof plan. Okay, so I watched a bunch of trainings to kind of get prepared for this, and there were a lot of things that I needed to be reminded of. And the number one thing is, what do I do when I work my business? So when people say I'm working Plexus, what exactly does that mean they're doing? So what you're going to want to do first is income producing activities. So that's anything that is going to make you money with Plexus, okay? So let me give you some non-examples of what this would be. So total teacher moment here, like some non-examples of what working your Plexus is not, okay? Scrolling your Facebook, just scrolling through and seeing what every Rick, Sue, whatever, Stacy is doing. That's not going to make you money, okay? Liking people's comments, that is not going to make you, or liking people's posts or whatever is not going to make you money. Commenting on people's posts is not going to make you money. Anything income producing is actually reaching out to people and communicating with them that you're doing Plexus, okay? So here's kind of a short description of what you can do in an hour. So if you have 1 hour a day, that's cutting one TV show out a night. I know that it's rainy today. I'm not gonna lie. I just watched 2 hours of Family Feud with Kennan's family. We totally just watched that because I needed internet, so I needed to hang out their house for a while. So that was 2 hours. I could have done this twice just now. Okay. So the first thing that you're gonna want to do is make 3 new contacts a day. So this is something that's going to keep your business moving forward. Now, depending on your pace, that's going to depend on how many people that you want to contact a day. So let's say you just want to move at a steady, like moderate to steady pace. 3 contacts a day is a good pace. That's about 90 people a month that you're communicating with. Okay, so about 1 out of every 15 to 20 say yes. So do the math there. You're going to get a handful of people on your team if you're doing it 3 people a day. For me, for instance, I am doing Plexus full time now, so I'm going to do a little bit more. My goal is to do 5 to 10 a day. So minimum 5, and if I do more, awesome. But my goal is for 10 a day. So again, if you're doing this part-time, 10 a day is going to be a little much. Whenever I was teaching, that would have been too much for me, but 3 is definitely doable. Do it in the morning when you're waiting on, I don't know, your kids to eat breakfast. Do it at lunchtime on your lunch break when you have a couple seconds. It takes just less than a minute to send a message to someone about what you're doing about Plexus, okay? So that's 3 new contacts a day. That's people you have never, ever talked to about Plexus. So you can, ways that you can reach out to these people. You can send testimonials from the testimonial page. So if you know someone struggles with diabetes, search diabetes and send them the testimony and say, hey, I saw this and you're the first person that popped in my brain and I had to share with you. Look at the awesome success that these people are having with these products. Now, I'm not saying they're miracle workers, but they sure are doing great things for good people. I mean, for a lot of people. So I wanted to share with you. Okay, so you can say something like that. Real simple. I mean, you may have purposely searched up that diabetes testimony because you knew that it would help them, but hey, they don't know that, okay? So just share with them. Another way is to send a video. There's Diamond documentaries that come out every week, or you could go to the Plexus YouTube page and search Diamond documentaries, and there's tons of stories of people that have made it in this business. So for instance, today while we were kind of working, there were a few of us girls, there was one girl was like, hey, is there a testimonial about a single mom? This person is a single mom and I think she could use a business. So we asked someone, we said, hey, what's a good Diamond doc? And she sent the Diamond doc to someone. Same type of message. Hey, I've been really thinking about you. You've been having me on my heart and I saw this testimonial and I had to send it to you. I would love if you had time to look it over. Something really simple like that. Another thing is just contacting people, like for the new Edge, for instance. Hey, I know that you work out a lot, and I know that you do pre-workouts because I've seen some of your posts. I just tried this new product, Edge, and it's a killer replacement for a pre-workout. People are really liking it, and it's a lot better for you and doesn't have all those additives. There's only 3 ingredients. I would love to shoot you more information. Real simple, cold contact right there. My three cold contacts took me less than 4 minutes, okay? The next thing that you're gonna wanna do, so after cold contacting, that's the first income producing, is following up with people. That includes your current customers and ambassadors. So this is what we're gonna call our 531. You're gonna follow up with 5 people. So we need to be making sure that we're checking in with our customers. Simple text, y'all. Hey girl, did you take your products today? How's it going? Hey, how's your water intake? Have you noticed any inch loss? Are you sleeping better? Do you have more energy? 4 seconds to send a text message. I know sometimes we think it's daunting and we're like, oh, what if they tell me something bad? What if they're not liking the products? Well, guess what? If you don't ever check in on them, they're sure going to quit taking the products. So you might as well message them. And if they say something like, I just feel really bloated. Oh, great. That means the products are working. Let me help you troubleshoot and we can figure out how to fix that for you. You're going to have to troubleshoot with people. People are not just going to take the products and everything's going to be hunky-dory. You're going to have to kind of help them and show them how to take the products. If not, they will quit. I've contacted about probably 4 or 5 people in my downline, just people randomly in my downline, and that are white lined in my back office. That means that they did not order. All of them said, oh, those products did not work on me. I was so bloated, or oh my gosh, I was going to the bathroom so much I had to quit taking them. Well, guess what? The products were working, but they didn't know that. They had no idea the products were working, and that's what they were supposed to do. They knew nothing about die-off, so they quit taking the products when really they were being very effective on them. They just did not know that. So us communicating that with people and following up with them is key for being successful. I'm going to be like real open with y'all. When I first took the products, I'm not kidding, I was in the bathroom like every morning at the same time, and I had no idea what was coming out of me. And if I wouldn't have texted my upline and been like, what is going on? And she wouldn't have told me about die-off, I probably would have been a little freaked out. But instead I was like, oh, this is normal, cool. I'm glad I'm getting all the junk out of me. My whole perception about the products changed, and then I was hooked. So make sure you're following up with current customers. And also ambassadors. I feel like the ambassadors are kind of like the lost people. We sign them up as ambassadors and we're like, oh, they're ambassadors, they got it. They don't got it. We need to help them. The one beauty about our business is that people can sign up for the discount for so cheaply. So people can essentially be customers that sign up as ambassadors for that discount. So we need to treat them like our customers. So all of our wholesale buyers that sign up strictly for the discount and don't want to sell, we need to help them and guide them as well. Sorry, let me turn this phone on silent. We need to help them as well. So we need to be supporting them. We need to be checking on them once a week or once every couple weeks, whatever the case may be. In the beginning, you're going to need to check up on them more. And then as they've been on this journey for a while, you can check on them once a month and just say, hey, just making sure everything's still okay. You good? Or, hey, we have a new product, Edge. We have a new product, Block. Or our Block is reformulated. Are you interested in adding that to your order? Remember, we are these people's consultants. We're here to help them. So let them know about that. We're their customer service. Okay, so far for our IPA, we have contact 3 new at least, follow up with 5 customers or ambassadors. So that's people that are already on the products. And then follow up with 3 to 5 potentials. Now, to me, a potential is anyone that has liked your Plexus post, commented on a Plexus post, or someone that you have had a conversation with about Plexus. So I've told them about Plexus and they've responded, or they've asked me about Plexus. Those are my potentials, okay? So those are I would say those are my active potentials, people that we've had a 2-way conversation with. So follow up with those people. Potentials could also be someone that you really want to work this business or really want the products, and you've reached out to them. And let's say it's been 2 months and you haven't heard from them. Message them again and say, hey, and that's when you can use one of those tactics like sending them a testimonial that relates to them, or sending them a diamond documentary, or we have these new videos called I Am Plexus, and it's on the Plexus YouTube page, and it's not just diamonds in the company, it's like your average Joe that's taking the product and they're having success with it. So it's kind of just like a health testimony, basically. So I was telling the girls that I met with today also that every time that you contact people, so when you're following up, you're going to want to give them new information. So in the beginning, in my journey, I had no idea what I was doing. And I would message people, and my following up was, hey, have you thought more about Plexus yet? I mean, literally like 10 messages in a row. That's what I would say. Hey, have you thought more about Plexus? Hey, have you thought more about Plexus? Probably not, because they don't know what to think about Plexus except for you're annoying the heck out of them. So give them some information to look at. Tell them, hey, we're having a special going on. I'd love to give you more information. Or, hey, we have an informational going on this week. Can I add you to the page? Those are all follow-ups. So change up the information that you're giving them so they have something else to look at. Okay? So far, to recap, we have new contacts, 3 minimum, follow up with 5 current customers or ambassadors, and then following up with 3 to 5 potentials, the people that you have talked to about the products or business before. Okay, so the next thing is to call 2 people, and this is where people they freak out. For some reason, getting on the phone with people freaks people out nowadays. But guess what, y'all? The phone is the most effective way to, 1, either get people on board with a product or company, and 2, to relay information. It takes forever to type on Facebook when you're trying to communicate people about these products. I mean, I, in the beginning, would go back and forth for hours with people. So let's make good use of our time. You know what I say now when people say, hey, what's Plexus about? I tell them, hey, it's a lot faster for me to explain it over the phone. Can I give you a call? I've only had one person ever tell me no. Out of all the people I've done that to, which is a lot, I've only ever had one person tell me no. And out of all the people that I did talk to, they all either signed up as customers or ambassadors. The reason is they can hear the passion in your voice, and they're more likely to ask a question. Whereas if you're typing, they're probably distracted. They're probably watching their kids or watching a TV show or doing the dishes or riding in the car, or they're sitting at dinner. They're doing something. Their full attention is not on you. But when you actually pick up the phone and call them, they're concentrated on you. And it can be a 5-10 minute discussion and you're done, versus chatting for 3 hours with someone and you may or may not be closing the deal. Okay, and people are definitely more likely to ask you questions over the phone than they are over Messenger. You can also, if you're not super comfortable with the phone, you can also use that little voice message app on Facebook Messenger where you can send them a voicemail. I just really like this because it really shows that passion in your voice, and people get fired up about that. It's hard to communicate your passion through words. Okay, so call 2 people, and that can be an ambassador, a current customer, or that could be a potential. So getting people on the phone. And then the last thing that you're going to do is post on Facebook, because this is going to be the most passive way. The other ways are very active. They're very, I can't think of the word, but they're very much like you're purposeful, like they're intentional. You're very intentional with what you're doing. So these are more passive. So posting on Facebook. So that means going on your personal page and doing a Facebook post about Plexus, or if you need to do a personal post, and then also group chat. So if you're a member of any group chats that are going on with the team, so if you're on a leaders chat, or if you're on a going silver chat or going gold, whatever the case may be, it's important for you to interact in there. And then also posting in the team pages. So then last is when you want to go through the team page and catch up on anything, because that's stuff that's not going to make you money. The posting is very important, yes, but it's not going to get you the income like reaching out to people will as fast, if that makes sense. It's a lot more passive way. Okay, so again, to recap, the first thing that you're going to do in your power hour is to contact new people, at least 5 or at least 3. Then follow up with 5 customers or ambassadors of yours, and that's checking on them, making sure they're all set up, and then 3 to 5 potentials, and then calling 2 people, and then very last is when you're going to post on Facebook and scroll through and do liking and commenting, doing all that stuff. That stuff is very important for your Plexus business, but it's not top priority. So as you notice, I started with the hardest things first. The things that are hardest to do are going to be the things that are going to make you the most money. Okay, scrolling on Facebook and liking and commenting on people's stuff, super easy, not making you money. Commenting on the team page, Super easy, not making you money. All the people on the team page are already on Plexus. So sometimes we're doing the right things, but we're doing them in the wrong order. So I know in the beginning, I was a little bit guilty of scrolling through Facebook. I would scroll, and I'm working. And then 2 hours later, I didn't contact one person, and then I was out of time. So I kind of missed my priority there. So just making sure that what you're doing is intentional, okay? So all of this can be done in 1 hour. So people are calling this the power hour. And I actually practiced it today with the girls that I met, and it was awesome. So what you can do is you can put a timer on your phone for 15 minutes. And for 15 minutes, you're going to contact people. When the timer goes off, you're done. Okay, so this is to ensure that you keep it under 1 hour, because anyone can be successful in business with 1 hour. Anyone. My first check was $400, and I worked about 15 minutes a day. So it's just being intentional with what you do with your time. So the next 15 minutes, set your second alarm. Follow up with people. That next 15 minutes is when you can, I have this list right here, contact your potential. So now you have 45 minutes done. You've already cold contact. You've already followed up, and you're already working with your potentials. Then the last 15 minutes is when you can do the team page, posting on Facebook, all that stuff. If you're doing that every single day, your business is going to boom. Okay. So definitely start practicing that. And timers are incredible. They really keep you on track. What I would be careful of is when you are contacting people, if they message you back, I would advise you not to message them back and actually start a conversation until your timer goes off. Because let's say you contact someone and they message you back immediately and you start a conversation with them, you're probably not going to finish messaging your other people. So what I always do, if my goal is 5 people that day, I contact my 5 people, and then I go back and I start having conversations with the people who responded. I know it seems like an emergency to you, but the people are not waiting on you. They probably forgot that they replied to you already. So just think about that. Okay, so everything else, y'all, is extras. So everything that I told you, like scrolling through Facebook or watching videos on YouTube or going to your back office, doing training, chatting with your team, chatting with your sidelines, commenting on posts, all that is very important for your business, 100%, but that's extra. So if you don't get to it that day, you don't get to it, because that stuff is not income producing. I think training is incredibly important. Do that when you're washing dishes. Do that when you're driving. Don't do that in your power hour. If you watch a 30-minute video, that's 30 minutes of your power hour that you wasted that you could have been contacting people. When it gets down to it, the root of this business is getting the word out. So that's the number 1 priority. And then one more tip that I have is to prepare the night before for what you're going to do the next day. So I have a document, and I'm going to share it with y'all really quickly. Just 1 second. Okay, I found this today that some of the diamonds are using, and it's pretty sweet. Hold on, let me share my screen. Here we go. Okay, so this is the power plan. So this is a way that you can, I'll post this on the team page after the call so that y'all have it. So this is a way for before you go to bed the night before to plan this out so that the next day when you're working and with your hour, you already know who you're contacting. You already know who you're following up with. You already know who you're going to call. You already knew who you're going to reach out to. That way it's very simple. And during that hour, you're not like, oh my gosh, who can I reach out to? Because let's be honest. I mean, when I had a full-time job, and I know that a lot of y'all do, your brain is fried by the time you get off of work. So if you don't have a plan, it's probably not going to happen. So the night before, when you're relaxing in bed with a glass of wine, whatever, watching a movie, just fill this out. Take a couple minutes. So right here, networking exposure opportunities. Where is your opportunity to network? Where are you going to purposely network? Let's say you're going to go to the nail salon. Put nail salon on there. Make it your intention that when you go to the nail salon, you're not going to flip through your phone getting your pedicure. You're going to talk to the girl in the chair next to you. If you're going to get your hair done, make it intentional. I'm going to talk to my hairdresser about Plexus. So sample follow-ups. Give yourself some ideas of what you're going to do for follow-ups so you aren't racking your brain. You could write testimonies. You could write diamond documentary. You can write online opportunity meeting. Ways, or if we have a special going on, special ways that you're going to follow up with people so you're not just like, hey, just checking up on you. No one's going to respond to that. So you're going to make more quality follow-ups. Client follow-ups. Who are you going to follow up with here? Who are your who are your customers or ambassadors you're going to follow up with that day? Who are your potential ambassadors or customers that you're going to follow up with that next day? Who are your current ambassadors you're going to follow up with? Who haven't you talked to for a while that you need to talk to? I'm actually going to start using this because I'm not going to lie. There's some people that like slip through my fingers and I'm like, crap, I have not talked to them in 2 months. So I'm going to start going through and filling this out every night myself. And then to do, what's your to-do list? Are you wanting to make a video? Are you wanting to watch a training? Are you wanting to read a book? Stuff for you to do. Are you needing to check your white lines in your back office? Are you needing to check auto quals? Write that down so you don't forget. And then your goal. This is just, of course, goals are always very important. But I love this. I think it's a very simple document, and it's really going to help you with keeping organized, because I know if you are not organized, you're not going to be as effective with your time. Okay, let me go. I don't know how to stop sharing. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Okay, and we're back. Okay, so I would just really start utilizing things like that. I've noticed that whenever I make a plan for the next day, I get way more done. Okay, and then let me see what else I have on here. Okay, so as far as the IPAs, that's basically what I have for bringing it back to the basics. It really isn't very hard whenever you think about it like that, like, oh, I only need to talk to like 10 people today. But I think sometimes we build this up in our brain like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and then we get nothing done because we get overwhelmed. I posted that Celeste Flynn's daily mode of operation on the page earlier, so I kind of just want to go through a few things on here that she does. So she wishes everyone happy birthday, which I think is a great way to contact people. It gives you an excuse to be active on someone's wall. So just going to their page and shooting them a quick happy birthday. What I've started doing is I started private messaging people happy birthday. That way it starts that conversation going, and I can say happy birthday and they'll always respond thanks, and I'll be, how the heck are you? I have not talked to you in so long. So it kind of gives you an easy in where people don't think, oh, she's just talking to me because of Plexus. One of the things that you can do after you've gone through your power hour is go through your non-Plexus friends on Facebook and just start engaging with them. Start chatting on their photos with them. Start responding to some of their posts. Start liking their things. That's going to make your stuff show up in their newsfeed more. Let's see. What else do we have? Training your ambassadors is important. So just really talking with your ambassadors. Hey, what do you need help with this week? What can I help you with? Are you reaching out to people? Do you need help with cold contact messages? Also something I'm really working on doing. Go out and meet people in public. Okay, so y'all, this is like something I never did in the beginning because I was so nervous too. But what I've started doing recently is really just being intentional and striking up conversations with people. Y'all, I met a girl in the clearance section in DSW. Every time I meet someone now, before I leave, I tell them I had a great time talking with you. I'd love to keep up. Do you have a Facebook? And I'll give them my phone, and I'll pull up my Facebook app. I give them my phone, and they add themselves. And then when they give the phone back to me, I'll screenshot it so I don't forget their name. But then I'll follow up with them, and oh my gosh, y'all, I've gotten so many ambassadors and customers that way because they are not as skeptical as your friends. New people will always buy Plexus or sign up as an ambassador before your friends will. Fact. Or way faster than your friends will. But I met this girl in the DSW clearance section. We went to happy hour the other night, and then we're going to get pedicures on Thursday. Like, y'all, meet people in public. There's some really cool people out there, and they love Plexus. Let me just say that. Wear Plexus swag, so wearing shirts. One of my ambassadors I got is because I literally wore my shirt. I walked into Old Navy, and she said, oh my God, I've been looking for someone that sells Plexus. I gave her my card. I got her contact info, and she is having awesome success. So it works. Wear your Plexus shirts. People will ask about it. And then follow up at least once a month with people who have inquired about Plexus but have not said no. So those people that say, oh, not right now, thanks for thinking of me, they have not straight up said no. I never stop contacting people until they're straight up like, no, I will never try it, which has only happened once in 15 months. So they don't say that very often. A lot of times it's just people are not ready for it. The timing is not right, and they will be. So unless they tell you, quit contacting me, keep following up with them. Tell them when we have specials. I promise they will come around. The 5th to 12th contact is when you make the most sales. And it says, don't bring up Plexus with new people, add them to Facebook. That's when I give them my phone and I say, hey, I would love to keep up with you. Do you have a Facebook? And they always add themselves. No one's ever told me no. Okay, so that's Celeste One's daily mode of operation. Okay, and then the last thing that I want to tell y'all about is, I'll post all that on the team page, by the way. The last thing I want to tell y'all about is an online opportunity meeting that we're going to have on Thursday. Some of you may have seen the link, but I have not shared it with anyone yet because I did not want to share it until I kind of explained it. So what I'm going to start doing is some of us leaders have gotten together, and once a week, we're going to do an online opportunity meeting. Normally, sorry, a little pop-up came up. Normally, it's something where it's like a live event and people log in. It's like a live YouTube event, and people kind of share their testimonies and so on and so forth. This is not going to be a live event. All it is it's an event on Facebook. So just like I created the team call event, and what's going to happen is we're going to call it a power hour. For that hour, what's going to happen is us leaders, they're going to help me with this, and we're just going to post information about Plexus. There's going to be information about the products, information about the business side, and then testimonies from people. So for 1 hour, it's just going to be post, lots of information. The beauty of it is, unlike a live one, a lot of people are nervous to log into live ones, and they have to be able to sit down and listen to it. The beauty of this one is it's just going to be an event page that has a bunch of posts on it, so they can just scroll through it and read at their own leisure. Okay? People are having really great success from these, and I did a lot of these in the beginning of my business, and they were awesome. We're going to do giveaways. I'm going to give away some free products. So what I would do is, this is a way for y'all to follow up with some of those contacts that you already have. Tell them, hey, we're having an event on Thursday. It's from 8 to 9. It's totally at your own leisure. You can scroll while you're watching TV, but basically we're going to give information on the business, the products, and some testimonies, and we're also going to give away some products. So it's a chance for you to try out the products for free. I have sent out this message to about, 15 people today, and about 9 people have said, yes, add me to the group, because I tell them, would you like more information? And I'll post on the team page the message I'm sending to people. I'm getting a great response. Avery, another girl, has sent this message, and about half of her people had said yes. And then another person, Laura, has sent that same message, and about half of her people have said, yes, add me to the group. So we've had a lot of success just sending this very simple message out today, and people saying, yeah, sure, add me. It's very low pressure, so I think that's why people are so into it. So definitely follow up with anyone that you have ever talked to about Plexus and let them know about this event on Thursday. Again, it's going to be from 8 to 9. You don't have to do a thing. The leaders on this group have it covered. We've kind of chatted about it, and we're excited to get this going. So it's going to happen once a week. So once the event happens on Thursday, anyone that you talk to after Thursday, you can tell them, hey, next week we're going to have an online event. I would love for you to join in and get info. So you always know that there's next event the next week to look forward to, so you can add anyone to that group. So I will share the event on the page. After we get off of this call, I will share the message that we've been sending people. I will share that daily DMO, that power plan page I showed you. And then if you need any help with anything, just let me know. And remember, y'all, just bring it back to the basics. Contacting, and just telling people what you love about Plexus is it. There's no reason to overcomplicate this. I, too, am guilty. So let's go back to making this simple the way it's intended to be. And let me know if y'all need anything. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, and y'all can ask questions if you have them. But y'all have a good night.